Okay.
Hello. So I am having a conversation with Jess Roe. Am I saying that right?
Yes, you are.
Yes. And you have this group called Making Sense of a Healthy Life. And I've invited you to this conversation because I feel that also health is a very big part of feeling good. And as this is a group for feel good rebels, or whatever I'm doing here is about feeling good.
Yes.
So I thought it would be very interesting to hear what you have to say about everything that you do. So can you start out by telling a little bit about yourself, what you do
Yeah,
and why, just to start somewhere? Yeah.
absolutely. So I'm Jess Roe. I'm a holistic health and fitness coach. My main goal is just making it really easy to take care of yourself. I mostly work with women and really just helping women take care of themselves so that they actually have the time and the energy and the confidence that they need so they can do all the other things in life, like whether they are entrepreneurs or in the workforce, but so they have that time and energy to actually create the financial abundance they want for their family, to be able to spend time with their family and be engaged, and to actually enjoy life along the way. So
Yeah.
that's my main goal. So
Amazing. Yeah. I love that because I think it's really important to take care of yourself. And I think we kind of not do it. I mean, in my experience, my very personal own experience is that I have been very separate from my body. I've been very much up in my head and have all these big plans and dreams. And then I kind of forget my body, until it hurts. And oh, I also have to take care of you. Sorry, you know because it's not in my planning. I haven't learned to take care of myself, so I think it's really cool that you're making it easy for us to do that. And how do you do that?
okay. Yeah, no, I love that you bring up, because like I think everyone really does. Like our society really encourages us to disconnect from our bodies.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
most of us aren't really raised with like a really healthy relationship with our bodies, or even knowing how to take care of ourselves in a healthy and loving way.
No.
I think a lot of like I have my own beef with the health and fitness industry because it
Yeah.
just, in my experience, I've been in this industry for over 10 years.
Mm.
I worked in a gym. I have my own story where I actually have a genetic hypermobility disorder that I wasn't diagnosed with until I was 30.
Mm.
Um, so I had a boatload of pain. I was always tired. I, in high school, discovered physical therapy and realized that simple exercises like gentle strengthening of my body actually really made me feel better, even though
Mm.
I'd been told my whole life not to exercise
Okay.
because of the like chronic pain that I had. But turns out exercise fixes that. So I got into the fitness industry as a personal trainer, only to realize how incredibly toxic the industry can be with like the push
Oh
mentality,
yeah. Yeah.
and like the push harder, do like crazy intense workouts, do super restrictive diets. And of course, like being the young, I don't know, I think I was like 20 maybe when I got into it.
Mm.
Yeah, I was very impressionable. And so I
Yeah.
just hopped into that and basically hit rock bottom with my own health,
Okay.
because like my pain got completely out of control with those types of workouts.
Yeah.
Gut issues just went through the roof because of the dieting. And I hated my body. It was awful. Like I was just miserable in this body I was born in. And like no one
Mm.
should have to feel that way,
No.
much less when they're like supposed to be in the prime of their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, like I went down my whole path of like trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with me, because I was like, no one should feel like this at this age.
No.
And I even
No.
actually had doctors telling me when I was like 23 or something, they were like, well, you're just getting older. I was like,
What?
are you kidding me?
Okay. That's early, I would
Too
say.
early for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So through the whole process, I really like, between getting diagnosed, going back into physical therapy and working with a team who really understood, like they took the time to understand my body, um, and treat me as a
Mhm.
whole, as opposed to just like, oh, we're going to just focus on your gut. We're just going to focus on your neck or your elbow or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, they treated me as a whole and really helped
Okay.
me heal this whole relationship with my body. And
Yeah.
instead of always trying to force myself to do like the workout, the diet, whatever,
Mm.
we really reconnected with my body and started listening like, okay, I'm having this pain. What does that mean? Like, why
Mm.
am I having this? Because like your body, it can feel really inconvenient and annoying when your body sends you those signals,
Mm.
but it's always doing it for a reason because it's trying to communicate with you. And like, really, my philosophy is that like your body is here to support you through this life. It's here
Yes.
to carry you through, like literally, physically carry you through. But without your body, you don't even get to experience all of the enjoyable parts of life, like delicious
Mm.
food and like the pride of actually accomplishing something like physical or just like enjoying experiences.
Mm.
So, like, it's so important to be able to connect with your body and understand what it's trying to tell you, and ideally get to the point where instead of it telling you I hurt or like I'm hungry or I'm angry or
Yeah.
whatever, like all
Yeah.
negative sensations, it's so nice when you can move past those and have connected with your body to the point where you're taking care of it in the way that it needs, so it's actually providing you with the energy and the support that you need to actually really enjoy everything in life and do all the
Yeah.
things you want to do.
Yeah. Wow. What a
Yeah.
story, man. And I can kind of relate to the like totally disconnect between body with your experience. And it's amazing that you became a personal trainer and then it just went bad, like and it shouldn't do that, right? I
Right.
mean, so I think it's really amazing that you had the experience of being treated as a whole.
Mhm.
um and I can kind of relate to that because I also had some physical therapy because I had back pains,
Mhm.
and I remember the physical therapist saying, like, yeah, we have slowly begun to, because I talked about some emotional stuff, or that I believe that emotions affect how we feel in our body, and that I have some emotional stuff stuck in my back or something.
Mhm.
And then she said, oh yeah, we're starting to incorporate that slowly, because it's apparently very difficult to put that in conventional treatment, or like at doctors' places, because they're
Yep.
very traditional, right? Like the body is the body, and yeah, if you need something stuff with the mind, you go to a therapist or something. So I think it's
Right.
amazing that you're kind of incorporating everything into it. And I love that you wanna, prevent us reaching a point where we have to hurt before we listen to the body, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's, I mean, for me, like in a way, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise that I just kind of started off life that way. Whereas most people, it takes
Mm,
them like the first half of their life to really get to that point. So
mm,
it's like I got the opportunity to learn this stuff and figure out
mm.
how to do it and how not to do it. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, I can now really help other people reconnect and start listening to their bodies so that they don't have to
yes.
spend too long feeling that way.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And how can it, are there some like generic advice, or how can we start listening to a body? Like, when we, like, I'm 40 and I just recently started listening to my body because it's screaming so loudly.
Mhm.
But are there like any ways we can, how do we start listening to a body and nurture it the way that we can actually help it help us? Because it is totally true that we have only this body, and it's supposed to carry us through life, and it would be so much more fun if we could enjoy it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So everything that I teach is really built around four pillars that I call
Okay.
like my four pillars of a healthy life.
Mhm.
Um, And so it's movement, nourishment, energy, and resilience. And you could also
Okay.
call those last two like rest or stress management.
Okay.
That's really how they started out for me, at least. But what I generally encourage people to do is start with those four pillars and start thinking about where are you at with those
Mm-hmm.
pillars in your life currently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I want to note like movement and nourishment, I call them that for a reason because I want to get away from this idea of diet and exercise,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that pushes people to just go back to the high intensity workouts and restrictive diet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
amazing. Yeah.
movement and nourishment really should be a beautiful and enjoyable experience, not
Mm.
making yourself puke and then feeling really restricted and angry when you're eating.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God. I love that. And the sound of those words just it kind of soothes my soul in,
yeah.
opposition to exercise and diet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people like they have like genuine trauma around like
Yeah.
exercise and diets,
Yeah.
especially women like raised in
Yeah.
the society we're in. Um, and so I always
Yes.
like to encourage thinking about those four pillars. Where are you at with them? And then asking your body, like, how
Mhm.
can I better support those pillars? Like,
Hey.
what are ways that I can move that actually feel good? Because your body
Yeah.
needs to move and it can actually heal itself just through moving in ways that feel good.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. Yeah.
sometimes you need more like targeted stuff, like whether through physical
Mm.
therapy or I'm a corrective exercise specialist. So I
Mm.
actually work with people to target the areas that are causing issues.
Mm.
But you can also like your body will just start healing itself, just
Mm.
from getting up and moving more often.
Yeah. And
Um,
body knows when we listen or yeah.
yeah, it totally knows. It does. With nourishment too, like, and this like that is a whole topic. We could probably talk for hours on nourishment.
Very interesting.
But
Yes.
yeah, that one it kind of depends on the person, like what your history is with eating.
Mm.
Many people do have like food sensitivities or like certain foods that just like either trigger them emotionally or really upset their bodies. Sometimes we need to
Mm.
actually dive in and find like what are the problem foods for you and what are the other foods that really support you better.
Mm.
But in a more like generic way, I guess. With nourishment, it's just like how can you tune into your body and actually like eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full,
Mhm.
and then enjoy the food as you eat it, no matter what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. I know that many, like myself included, like have a very long day or a stressful day and maybe have like set eating times. Like I eat in the morning at 7 o'clock and then at 12 and then might have a snack in the afternoon and then I have dinner. Well,
Mhm.
maybe I'm not as fixed as that, but often when I work like full time in a place and I have to put food in my body and then I don't have the time or the energy to actually think much about what I eat.
Mhm.
Um and okay, I'm the type of person I've never really thought about eating that much. And I just eat whatever feels, tasty and good. And often I know that it's not good for me. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I just eat whatever is quick.
Mhm.
Um, but I know that you're talking about a meal planning thing as well. But
Mhm.
but could you maybe talk a bit about meal planning? Because that's part of it, right? The
Yeah.
nourishment. Yeah. Because I might benefit from a meal planning thing so that I can bring nice food to my workplace or yeah, but how can we nourish ourselves when we're kind of almost too busy to do that?
Mhm. And
Hmm?
that's actually like that's where the meal planning really comes in. That's why I decided to
Yeah.
run this challenge right now because that's I've been hearing from so many people this exact same experience, right? Like you're
Okay.
just and like it happens to all of us, myself included. And I was so grateful. Like yesterday was just a really busy and intense day. And I ended up kind of needing to take some time for self care. And
Mm,
I was so grateful that I actually had these skills already in place where it was like, oh, meals already taken care of. That's like one
Uh,
huge less thing I don't even have to worry about. I can just go to my fridge and pull out what I need to eat, and it's
mm,
done. And we had like a
nice.
super easy meal for my family. So like I didn't have to spend an hour in the kitchen. Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
Wonderful.
but
Yeah.
that's what the challenge is for, is so that I can start
Yeah.
teaching those planning skills. Cause it really, like, as long as you have a plan in place, you
Mm,
will find that it's so much easier. It's
yeah.
just such a relief that you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about it. And we can
Yeah.
absolutely plan for having those busy schedules. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Because
yeah.
yeah, I think that's great. You're having that challenge. I think I
Yeah.
will sign up for it. I feel like I'm super busy these days,
Mhm.
but I think maybe that would even I would benefit from that.
Yeah, for sure.
um, yeah.
Yeah. Normally I'll sit down. So the whole goal of the challenge is you'll come away with an entire month of your meals planned out.
And
Um,
also when you make them, or like how and when, what time you
mhm.
do things.
Yes, yeah, and
Okay.
we'll be working on that in the challenge. So normally for me, I literally just set aside maybe half an hour once a month to actually plan out my meals for the entire month. That's all it takes.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but obviously I can't just throw you into doing that.
No.
So I've broken it down into 4 separate days where we'll
Uh-huh.
work on just like one skill at a time. So
Okay.
like day one, we're just going to like come up with a bunch of meals that you might enjoy or know how to cook or have access to. Day
Okay.
two, we'll actually work on scheduling them out. Day three, you're
Hmm.
going to create your grocery list. So they're done. You don't even have to think about it. And then on day four, we'll walk through how you can actually plan to make them and work
Dude.
that into your schedule.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm signing up, right? Yeah, because I think it's very good that you're explaining it that way, because when I read the word meal prep or meal planning, I have a feeling that, oh, so I'm just gonna find these recipes that other people like, and then I have to do those, and then I won't, enjoy it. But the way you're explaining it is that we're actually making our own food, and what what we're used to, or what we like. Yeah.
Yes. And that's
Yes.
where you want
Okay.
to
Yeah.
totally.
I think it's just my brain that is kind of I've put a box around what meal planning is and just not really touched it.
Yep. And that
But
happens
thank you.
all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. And it's
Yeah.
next week, right?
It'll be next week. It'll be a 5-day, Wednesday through Sunday, and then on the fifth
Okay.
day we'll actually sit down. And if anyone has questions, it'll be a nice Q&A, and I can walk you through anything that you need help with.
Nice. Awesome. So Wednesday, the 19th of January
Yep,
to Sunday, the 20 something,
23rd, I think.
23rd. Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Cool. Yes. I will post that in the description as well. So,
Awesome.
and if you have a link to the sign up page, or do you want a link to to your group? I don't know.
Yeah, I have a link for the
Yeah.
sign up page that I'll be
Okay.
sharing.
We'll
So
put
yeah,
that
I'll
on.
send that to you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that was nourishment, and you had two other pillars.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So the third pillar is energy/rest, but
Hmm.
we have a very love-hate relationship with rest in our society. So I opted to go with energy because that's what everyone
Okay.
wants is energy.
Yes. Amazing. Yeah. I think you're doing good work with working those words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. But yeah, we all need energy. And
Yeah.
really, like, so all these pillars really support each other, right? So it's like
Mm,
how you can support your energy pillar. Maybe you need to move a little bit more. Maybe you need more nourishing foods in your life. Or
mm.
maybe you actually do need to get a little more rest.
Yeah. Okay. So you ask yourself again. So
Mhm.
so far you've been asking yourself, what movement do I need
Mhm.
um to feel better? And
Mhm.
what food will support me in feeling better?
Mhm.
And then what do I
Yeah.
need to do to feel more energy? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yes.
this one can be tricky because
Yes.
society has really taught us that we, one, don't have value unless we are doing. So we
Yes.
automatically are like, we automatically say the last thing I'm going to do is get more rest. The last thing I'm going to do is take a break,
Yeah.
even
I've
though
heard that too. Yeah.
that's usually the top one that you need to do. So
Yes.
this is the one where I think the most important question is when you ask yourself, what do I need right now? Especially if you're having that, like the energy dip, if you're like, okay, what do I
Mhm.
need right now? And your instinct is going to be like, oh, I just need a nap.
Mhm.
And it's really hard to do that. But
Mm.
anything you can do that even halfway resembles taking even a few minutes to just sit back and relax, it works wonders. It truly
Yeah.
does. And
Yeah.
we're like, we're so opposed to doing it. I know so many people have
Yeah.
that resistance. They're like, no, I'm just going to drink another pot of coffee. I'm like, no, that's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the push mentality again. That
It
like in the exercise part too. I mean,
is.
we're kind of taught to go totally against everything that we actually need.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's
It's so
crazy.
true.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I can totally feel that. Like I can recognize all the bad patterns that I have. I mean, like I have overworked myself, and when I'm stressed, I just do more because, I need to do these things. And
Right.
yeah, and I have used to binge eat, like
Mhm.
when I needed nourishment, really like good foods, I just ate snacks, and just doing all the, not listening to my body, I would say, not
Mhm.
listening to what came from inside of me, but just did whatever, oh, the advertisement says I can drink
Yeah,
this energy drink, and
I
then
know.
I'll feel better, or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. And then, yeah, people
Yes.
will end up using like the supplements and stuff as kind of like a band-aid, right?
Mm,
Like the
yeah.
energy drink, or I mean, even like there's so many companies now that have their supplements that are supposed to be like healthy that
Yeah.
give you more energy and stuff. But it really
Mm,
is just a band-aid because if you're just not getting the rest you need or you're not getting the
yeah.
healthy movement you need, like there's only so much those things can do to help. And sometimes they really do make it worse because they actually they alter like your hormones and stuff
Okay.
at yeah,
Yeah.
that cellular level, and it really can just prolong the problem so that you'll have to spend more time healing down the road,
Oh, yeah.
which is not
Yeah.
good.
No, that's not good at all. Yikes. All right. That's good to know. Yeah.
Right. But on the plus side, when you do start listening to your body, it's actually really incredible how quickly it does heal and how
Mm,
quickly you can start feeling better. So
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like one of my favorites is just like a super quick thing you can do, especially if you're like, I can't take a nap, like you have stuff to do or you're at work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you can have like a nice cup of like herbal caffeine free tea or something else that you enjoy drinking that's caffeine
Mm-hmm.
free. And you can just sit and take like 5 to 10 minutes to just like breathe in the smell of whatever you're drinking,
Mm-hmm.
enjoy tasting it, just like sit and be, close your eyes. Even if you can like put on like noise canceling headphones, that's always great. But literally 5 to 10 minutes of just doing that and you will feel so much more refreshed as opposed to
Yeah.
having a pot of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine that. Yeah. I do meditate, and
Yes.
I rest. I rest so much more now than I did when I was younger. But yeah, that sounds absolutely amazing to do that instead of trying to just push through.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And usually like the quality of your work afterwards is a lot better
Mm,
too. So
yeah.
that's always a plus.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. So the
And
fourth pillar,
yes.
number four, that is resilience, specifically
Yes.
built around stress, because stress is such a huge component of our lives. So you can view this
Yes.
as like stress management, building your like resilience to stress, really just making it so that instead of stress ruling your life, you're back in
Mm-hmm.
control and as impervious to stress as possible, like where stress just doesn't
Mm,
get you. So
mm.
a lot of
Like,
times that's like what can you say no to? What things don't need to get done? What
mm,
can you delegate? Maybe just planning your day out, or like using a planner is a huge one that makes just
Mhm,
a world of difference.
mhm,
Um, but usually like the question to ask is simply like, okay, what can I do today? What is one small thing I can do today that will help me be in control of my stress or help decrease my stress?
mhm. Yeah, that's it's so simple actually to ask yourself such a question, but we rarely do it, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I don't ask myself that when I wake up. I don't, and I know that you wrote a post about what can your body do. I think I wrote it down actually. No, I didn't. Dang it. Well, you posted a question that you like if you're feeling stressed or something this week, and you know that you need your body obviously to move you
Yeah.
around, but you can ask yourself what you need from your body. Or
Yeah.
oh shit, I'm forgetting what you wrote, but it was a really good question,
Hmm.
because it's not something that we usually ask, but it's it's great questions. And
Hmm.
I think it would be cool to kind of learn to ask those questions because we don't do it. I
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the post was, especially it's because it's so many people, they have bigger priorities than
Mm,
taking care of themselves, right? Like you
yeah.
have big goals for business, for work, for family, whatever. Like those
Hmm.
are generally higher priorities than taking care of yourself.
Hmm.
And even like for me and some of my clients this year, we're actually in a place where our big goals are not health and fitness related. They're
Mm,
like business related.
okay.
And so for us, we're very much in a maintenance mode,
Mm,
where we want to make sure we're still taking care of ourselves. And so the question that I came up with for that was, if your goals are non health and fitness goals right
yeah.
now, you have those big goals that you really want to accomplish, you're going to need your body to be on board to support you.
Mm,
You're
yes.
going to need time. You're going to need energy. You're even going to need just your body to be feeling good, right? You need to be
Hmm.
comfortable and pain free.
Hmm.
So the question is, as you're looking at the things that you have to do this week, you ask your body, or you ask yourself, what do I need from my body to make this easy? Right. So, like for
Really?
me,
Yeah.
yeah, for me this week, it was like, what did I need? I need to make sure that I have the energy and the focus to be able to do all this stuff. Okay.
Hmm.
So what do I need to do for my body to make sure I've got the energy and the focus? Like
Hmm.
I need to go to bed on time. I am a person that needs like 8 to 10 hours of sleep every
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
So if I don't, and especially if I get like multiple nights of only 6 hours, I
Yeah.
crash and burn
Yeah.
so hard.
Me
So
too.
it's like going to bed on time is a top priority.
Yeah.
Making sure I have my meals planned out and ready to go so I don't have to waste
Hmm.
time cooking them each day. It's another
Hmm.
big one. That way I can really
Yeah.
focus on work.
Yeah.
But I also know if I spend too much time sitting, my body's going to start hurting.
Mm.
Um, and for me, anyway, because of my hypermobility thing, like
Mm.
my hip will slip out of place. That's not good.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
Like I cannot handle having to
No.
like go to my chiropractor to get stuff put back in place when I have other things
No.
that have to happen. So I
Yeah. Yeah.
have to make time to do my stabilization exercises so everything
Yeah.
is in place.
Yeah.
So I've got like my top 3 things that go straight onto my schedule. So I know they're already in place. And then I can focus on my business goals.
That's absolutely amazing. I mean, you make it sound so simple, and I think it is,
It
but it's
is.
just because that I'm not used to it, and I'm sure that there are like a million other people like me who are not used to
Yeah, right.
it. But it sounds so simple, and it sounds like this is something you could do like Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon, where you sit down and think about the coming week,
Hmm.
and ask yourself this question, and then do the meal planning and prepare for what you have to do to take care of yourself. Like
Hmm.
recently about the sleep too, I've started getting up early so I can work on my business as I work as a freelancer as well. So I
Yeah.
spend the morning, so I get up really early in my own opinion, to actually have time to work and to meditate and start the day off in a really nice way so that I'm like calm and collected and aligned with my own goals, and before I step out into the world and let
Mhm.
it muddle my energy.
Right.
And I realized I absolutely need my sleep, but I like being up late and I can't do that. But then again, it's kind of a commitment thing also with the self-care and the maintenance wherever you are in life, I think that you
Mhm.
have to kind of maybe readjust at times because I can feel that right now I absolutely need my sleep if I want to have the energy in the morning. Otherwise, I'll wake up like, and not being able to do anything.
Right.
And yeah, and now I know a bit more of what other things I can put in there
Hmm.
um to do that. Yes. Okay, that was just a bit of a rant. That's what I
Yeah,
do.
no, wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. But so the the resilience thing is actually planning things out. Like you have been asking yourself about, like, now I'm just kind of recapping your pillars so that I understand them. Like you ask yourself about what movement you need
Hmm.
and what nourishment your body needs,
Hmm.
and what you need to do to get energy, whether
Hmm.
it be rest or not a pot of coffee or you know okay, and then you plan it out as the resilience. That is the last pillar. that
Yeah,
that's the part. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And you help people with that, like, um do you do like one-on-one coaching or group programs, or what do you offer? Okay, this
Yeah, right now,
yeah.
the main focus or the main thing I am focused on right now is called the Accountability and Consistency Club. And
Hmm.
it's a small group program where the women are all on board with trying to take care of themselves. So, like right now,
Hmm.
the ladies are all really just trying to maintain this, take care of themselves while building their businesses.
Hmm.
Um, so, which they just happen to be entrepreneurs. But
Yeah,
like, I really do work with just women in general.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's their goal. We meet every week for a Zoom call where we can work through, we plan everything out, work through anything that's happening. Because the biggest issue that we've seen is that in trying to take care of ourselves, a lot of women will start these diet and exercise programs and
Hmm.
not be able to either finish them because they're just too intense and like do not work with their schedule,
No.
or they complete them, get results, and then the program's over and they go back to life and cannot maintain the results because again
Yeah,
it doesn't fit into their life.
yeah.
So that's kind of our main goal, is actually fitting taking care of yourself and either achieving those results or maintaining those results while actually
Okay.
being able to still balance work and family and life. So
Amazing. Yeah.
yeah, so it's a monthly club basically where we come
Hmm.
together. It's got a Facebook group and a platform as well, so you get all these extra resources. I'm actually in the process of creating like worksheets that will hopefully by the
Okay.
end of this year be a full-blown planner to help
Oh,
people with this
nice.
whole process. Um,
Cool.
yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
excited about
Yeah.
that. So we're
That's
totally in
amazing.
the like just print out the worksheets for whatever you're needing at the moment, like
Yeah.
weekly planning or
Yeah.
habit tracking.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we meet every week. And depending like where we're at in the month, like beginning of the month,
Mm.
we're setting goals. Middle of the month, we're like, all right, are we on track? End of the month,
Mhm.
we're kind of wrapping up and actually taking that time to, celebrate what you did because we never take time for that.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes. Amazing. I think that
Yeah.
sounds really great. Yeah. Because
Fun.
accountability can be a really big help with this, I think. It's
It's
so easy not to take care of yourself. I mean, it's really easy until it hurts, right?
right, right. And even
Yes.
with that, like, I mean, you kind of have that incentive to, stop hurting and go ahead and take care of yourself. But you
Mm-hmm.
usually hit that point of when you get well enough,
Mm-hmm.
kind of you're like, oh, cool, I'm good. I'm not going to keep
Yeah.
doing it. So, yeah, no, me too. Me too. No judgment here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so good to have the accountability and really the support
Yeah.
because like, you're not going to just stick with the same exact habit and routine for the rest of your life. Like, you're going to go through
No.
different seasons and you
Yeah.
need to be able, like, even as you age, as you
Yeah.
hit a busy part in business or
Yeah.
whatever. And so you need that
That's
support.
so great that you're saying that, because it feels like I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. When I say things, I'm just imagining that there are many people like me.
Totally.
But
Absolutely.
like when I think about like committing to something, like committing to a program, like your membership, for example, or let's say going to a gym or something, and committing to anything really, I have this idea that if I commit to this, this will be for life. I have to do this for the rest of my life, and not considering that we actually, wax and wane, and we are like in cycles, and everything is kind of flowy. And because of that, I have a very difficult time committing to anything,
Mhm.
because I feel like, well, I change all the time. I can't, commit. So I think it's really great that you mentioned that as well, because
Yeah, because that's
so
all you
important
need
to,
to commit
yeah.
to. Like, it's great. It's fun sometimes to commit to like a short program,
Mm,
just to be like, cool, I'm gonna like see what I can do with this, right?
yeah, yeah.
But the whole goal that I have is to make sure that the only thing you need to commit to is actually learning your body, being able to ask those
Mm,
questions and take care of yourself in whatever way is right for you in this season of life.
amazing. Yeah, that's so cool. And I think it's really important with the questions, right? And then learning to listen
Yeah.
to what it says,
Yeah.
or what you say, what your
Yeah.
self is saying. How do you say that?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. That's so amazing. So I think it feels like it's a good space to kind of end this part of the conversation.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
just recap really, really quickly that you're having this meal planning challenge
Yes.
on next week, starting Wednesday, the 19th of January, 2022. If somebody's watching this way in the future. um, and people can find you. You have a Facebook group that is open for everyone. People can just
Absolutely.
join. That is called Making Sense of a Healthy Life.
Yes.
And I'm in the group, and I just love everything that you're sharing in there. So please join the group.
Thank
Everyone, do it
you.
now.
It's
And
a
you have a website and a Facebook page. Yeah, I'll just post all your links in the description and share those.
perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. I learned a lot, and I'm sure that other people did too. You too, but you watching people. Hey, I'll learn this thing.
It's all
Yeah. So thank you
good.
very much. Thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much for
you.
showing up for this. It's awesome. Thank
Yes,
you.
it was great getting to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Cool. I'll talk to you at some point in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Bye.